Misfit Makers Live. We're going to be talking glass engraving, slate engraving, a little bit of pyrography, and everything Makers Central. So carry on watching and find out what we're going to be up to at Makers Central 2023.
Brilliant hook there, Mark. Hello, everybody.
Welcome.
Thank you. Good evening.
Hello. Right. That's Andy down there. That's Mark over there.
It's so much fun.
And this is us too. You still have it in the warehouse? Or have you taken it home?
Yes, it's still in the warehouse.
Play with it every now and then.
Now and again, we still get to drive it around. Now and again, yeah. And the go-kart.
Brilliant. Yeah.
Cool. I think I'm on a bit of a delay. So with the amazing jokes that I'm making, I'm not getting quite the right feedback. So apologies if I don't hit the punchline that well.
You cut out a bit there at all.
Although Mark's just disappeared for me. Everyone's disappeared.
Have I? Am I still here?
Yeah, we're
Phil
still
and
here.
Kes, can you see me?
Yeah.
That's fine. It's not. It's your virtual background, Andy.
Yep. Told you that before.
Oh, thank God.
Fine,
it's not me
I'll
with technical issue.
Yourselves for a bit. Hang on. Let's get rid of my virtual background.
Who've we got anyway?
there we
who's
go.
in,
There we
who's
go.
in the
Yes,
chat?
who's in? Who are we going to say hello to?
Right. Let's
that
have a
better?
look at what we've got tonight.
Yay.
Yeah, much better, mate. Right.
Yeah, but can you blur your face a bit?
Right, so apologies. Sorry, let's get this done. I apologize for my dodgy connections and my apparently dodgy face. Thank you, Mark. Love you too. Thank you everyone for joining us. So as Mark said in the hook, we're going to be talking. Does anyone know what show we're going to? Has anyone mentioned it? Because Kez won't shut up about Makers Central. Oh, it's literally Makers Central.
My
This,
God.
Are we actually going?
Makers Central this.
Before you start, has everybody got the bingo card?
Yes.
Make sure everybody's got the bingo card.
There is the bingo card, yes.
Yes.
Yeah, if anybody watching hasn't got the bingo card yet, there's a link in the description below.
Did you put it in?
Yeah.
Good. There's a link in the description below.
There's more of a link than there is a description.
At least
One of hint.
One of it knows what's going on.
Anyway, you were saying.
We have same thing. Say well, no, you've as always, Kez. I've gone too early as always. Bingo card. If you don't have the bingo card, please get it. It's a bit of fun. Play along whenever we say something silly that's on the card. Mark it off. First one to say in the chat wins a couple of Max accessories. It's something simple. It's a bit of fun for us to play along. If in future you have any projects you want us to do shout outs to, please send them through. Again, either send them to Kez and Phil or Mark directly, or you can send them to the email address to come to me at Dremel. I think that's it. Oh, stickers. No, when you have stickers, please send them in. The address is in the description below as well. So send those in. I apologize. I have not been in the office for the past 2 weeks due to water leaks and boiler issues and doggy issues. So we're not going to have a sticker sticker wall segment this week, but please send them in and we'll have one next month. So on to the show.
And oh, come on.
Question. I have a question. Can you bring the sticker wall to Makers Central, and we can maybe get some stickers at Makers Central and Phil?
Yeah, that would be pretty cool,
wouldn't
it?
On.
Yeah.
We will be bringing the sticker wall to Makers Central. Yes, so people can put their stickers on there.
Oh, so
I also apologize as well if we are going to Makers Central. If I yawn or feel sleepy, because this weekend I've been running around like an idiot doing obstacle course races and I'm absolutely knackered. So hopefully these three will, I say hopefully, they do it every month. Keep this show on track and keep it entertaining.
The only reason you mentioned that as a bit was a bit of a flex, wasn't it? That was I've been doing Spartan things.
Oh yeah, I don't know if you know, but my the medals I got are right down here. There's like loads of them. They're down here. So
they're just Yeah.
They're so heavy. I'll have to use both the swans.
Oh my gosh, he's flexing.
Oh, dear.
Right, shall we have a look who's in the chat?
Yeah, so say hello to
No,
people.
seriously.
Let's not be.
Let's have a look
Yeah.
at who's in the chat. Let's move on quickly.
Very quick.
Yeah, we'll move on.
Yeah.
Right, so we have Wayne the Woodturner.
Evening, Wayne. Again.
Hello.
We have Wayne Bigfoot Woodcraft, and Auntie Valerie will be somewhere in the background.
Hi guys.
We have Nick Firkins.
Hello.
We have Lucy Bundy Rowe.
Hey Lucy.
We have our very own misfit Jig John from Jigsy's Shed.
Hi Jigsy.
We have Hughie Lionheart. Andrew from HEK Woodworks.
Hello.
We have Joseph King. Mamba Bear's She Shed, Tracy Keaton.
Hi.
Tendering Woodworking, Wood Turning Even.
Hello.
Put your teeth in.
And that seems to be all the people that are chatting at the moment. If I've missed anybody, give us a shout.
And if you're new
Good
and you
evening.
haven't said hello in the past, come, or you're not new, just give us a wave in the comments. Give us a wave.
Don't be shy.
Yeah, don't be shy. Come say hi.
We don't bite.
Joseph looks like he's coming to make us.
Brilliant.
Brill.
We're good to
Come
see
say hello.
everybody.
Yeah, it would
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah.
There's a few more names I can put faces to this year.
Yes. Yes. That looked a bit ominous there, Andy.
Yeah.
These ones are coming out.
I
Again, put
know.
myself on mute.
What are you doing? What live show is this I'm on?
Oh.
Right, so
Yeah.
if you can all have a look at this for me. No, that would just be wrong. And then
Right, time to sign off.
yeah,
gotta
we're,
go on,
we're a friendly bunch.
Yeah.
So I'm not about to murder someone. This is because we're going to be doing some demos, and apparently I'm going to try doing some live demos, which is going to be interesting. This could end very, very badly. But when we go to Makers, because we're going to Makers Central, we're going to be doing workshops there. We'll have our main stand. Where you'll be able to see me and some of the others where you can chat all things Dremel and craft. But Mark, Kez, and Phil will be running in a separate area timed workshops. And those workshops are going to be covering a number of different materials and applications, and they are team.
Gonna be awesome.
They are. Going to be awesome.
Yeah. Of course they will.
Glass engraving.
Yep.
Glass engraving.
Glass
Glass
engraving.
engraving.
Slate
Pyrography.
engraving.
Yeah.
Plate engraving. Pyrography,
And-
of course.
Yeah, and one more.
And metal,
Metal and wood.
brass and wood.
Metal and wood.
Mm.
Yeah.
So that'd be pretty good.
Yeah,
You were just testing us there, see if we remembered. Oh no.
Yeah.
I was.
I was waiting for him
Yes,
to carry on with the
yeah.
list.
Now, before we move on too far, we've got Tracy wants to know. She's trying to figure out how to send us pictures of her last work. Pinned to the top of the chat is an email address. If you just email the pictures through to the email address, and you'll receive them.
Yes. Yes.
They will come straight to me, Tracy. Yeah. So if that doesn't work, drop us a message on one of the socials, and we'll pick it up from there.
Yep.
And that'd be awesome to see what you're doing.
Because we love to see your work.
We do love to see your work.
Dremel Stooge, are you going to make a central?
I might do. I might pop along, depending if I'm running, jumping, climbing trees, and running through muddy puddles and things like that again. But I
Sound like
might.
Peppa Pig.
I was just about to say Peppa Pig.
The Dremel Stooge is turned into Peppa Pig. Jumping in muddy puddles.
I know who Peppa Pig is, but I have no idea how that reference is relevant. But okay,
Oh.
I don't have to.
Just Google Peppa Pig jumping in muddy puddles.
Okay, so we'll be doing a
Not
few
right
different
now, then.
sets of a few different sets of workshops, among other shenanigans. I love that word; it's such a cool word. So
Shenanigans.
if you do want to get onto a workshop, come along to the stand, which is C34, which is where I'll be. You need to sign up because we do have limited spaces. They are free to sign up. You'll get to spend an hour with these lovely people. And you'll also get a little Dremel goodie bag at the end of it and get to play with stuff and have a lot of fun. So if you do fancy, especially if it's a material you don't normally work in, like slate is an obvious one for me, but it might not be for you. Come have a go, or if you want to try all of them, you're more than welcome. It'd be lovely to see you all.
Yeah, Wivey Woodsheds have joined us.
Hi, Andrew.
Good evening.
Evening. So what do we want to do first? Phil, do we want to go through the projects first, or should we? Let's do people's projects first.
Yes.
People's projects first, right? Yeah. Well, we had a distinct lack of information on these products this time. And seeing as you weren't in charge of the description. No, you weren't in charge of the descriptions this month, so unfortunately they're not as funny as normal. But hey ho.
Maybe you can make it up as you're going along.
I often do.
Yeah.
So
no, I mean now.
So this is a wonderful first slide.
I'll tell you what, we'll go to that one then, shall we?
Cool. We'll go to this one. So this one was sent in by, I believe, Tesla Mashburn. That was the name on the email, and that they had just taken up glass engraving. To be honest, if you are on the chat, shout out. Please give us more detail. We'd love to know about it. For someone who apparently has just taken up glass engraving, that's pretty flipping good.
Yeah.
So
love all the details in there. It's absolutely nailed that completely.
That is really good.
Yeah,
exactly. So we'd love to know where your inspiration came from, where what you put on there, or how you got the design on there, how you did it, and things like that. I'm going to be doing a little bit of glass engraving tonight. So you'll probably be folding your arms, thinking, "What is that idiot doing? This is nothing like mine." But we'll find out.
I was just to say, is it going to be as good as that one?
Probably not. No. You've seen me work, Phil. No, it won't be.
Next up we have
John Ivett.
Oh,
spark plug plane.
So John changed his spark plug in his car and decided to have a go at making I know we nearly said paper airplane, but it wasn't. It was a spark plug airplane.
He didn't put that back in the car, did he? I'm a bit confused.
No, obviously not. It's air.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, so it was pretty good.
That's pretty awesome.
John's just getting started making things like this, so that was his first attempt.
It's a very
good
first attempt.
For a first attempt. That's awesome.
I mean, where does the pilot sit? Can you get the trolley with the condiments down the aisle?
Oh dear.
Maybe.
Shall we move on?
Yeah, that's the one.
Let's move on.
And this one's from Wayne Bigfoot, who's out in the chat. This is actually a video footage, but the videos don't play on here, so we left his finger in just for size reference.
Either he's got massive fingers, and the big. I mean, maybe he should be called Wayne Big and Woodcraft, not Wayne Bigfoot.
He makes some awesome dioramas.
That's pretty awesome.
It is, and he actually spins around as well.
I mean, it does look like the world's smallest drinks cabinet, but that is
cool. Did you remember them that opened up?
I think that's the challenge from Wayne next, is to make one as a drinks cabinet. There you go, Wayne.
Wow.
There's an idea for you.
Very dainty hands.
Yeah, wait till he shakes your hand at Makers Central. You'll discover how dainty they are. And we have yet another one from Wayne Gilbert.
Ooh.
This is Captain's Cabin.
Ooh.
That's a diorama. For a second, because the image is so small on my screen, I thought he'd made a massive table. I thought it was the whole lot.
They're dioramas. They're absolutely tiny.
So how do we know? How do we know it's tiny if we haven't got an appendage from Wayne in shot?
Because there is a video, but obviously the video won't play on the.
If we get time towards the end of the show, I'll upload the video so you can see the video of it with his hand in there for reference.
Good. As long as it's just his hand, this is a family show.
Yes.
Very family friendly. And there's actually another picture. The picture on the wall turns over, and there's another picture on the other side.
Oh, cool.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. it's absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, we have a question from Joseph. Wants to know why the flat wheels are so expensive.
Moving on. I can't answer. I don't know the price that they are.
You don't price them.
I don't price them. No, I'm afraid not. I don't know.
Yeah.
Is it because you have to employ the little elves to stick it to like the central bit, and because they've got the daintiest hands, and it's the cost of the glue and the elves?
If it's the sandpaper one, they actually last a long while.
And I
like
think
the sandpaper flat wheels, they actually last.
I think by that reaction, I think he's going to try the drinks cabinet.
Yay, cool.
We'll look forward to seeing it.
Yeah, definitely.
These ones.
Yes, those. Yeah, if it's those, they
those
actually
ones?
last. Yeah, they last. They last for ages. They do.
What speed should you have those on, Kez? If you're using?
I normally put them down to about 15.
Okay, so
on
quite
the
a
newer
smooth speed
Dremels.
then.
Yeah, you don't want them up high because they burn the wood otherwise. But if you have them on a lower speed, they last longer, and obviously they're not burning the wood.
Yeah. Ian Leach has joined us.
Hi.
Evening, Ian.
Good evening.
So, but yeah,
cool.
So,
okay,
are you going to show us your wonderful glass engraving there, Andy?
Let's do some glass engraving, also known as etching, which is going to be fun. So.
Oh, I need to ask you. Did you mean to put workshops on the Misfit bingo, or was it just was it a spelling mistake for workshops?
Quite clearly, I meant it. Obviously, and I didn't spell check. Maybe.
Oh.
What is it with me? Just because I'm all tired.
I know. No. What it was? I uploaded it to.
Why'd you keep making me big?
I shared it to the Instagram stories, and I actually had Wayne Bigfoot going, "What's this? Is it doing workshops or workshops?" So I thought
he's gone to Nottinghamshire for change.
Yeah,
we're going to Nottinghamshire. That's definitely it. Cool. Okay, right. So hopefully this will work. I'm going to swap my cameras. My cameras, and you should be able to see. I know the technology is amazing. There's no experience. I don't know why I'm waving at the screen because you lot can't see me anymore. But
Mark,
Huey says, Mark, leave us little people and our manufacturing skills out of this, at least until the pay talks are over.
Oh, you're not going on strike as well, are you, Huey?
No, I don't think so.
I hope not. Right. So,
what tool are you going to be using there, Andy?
Well, I'm going to be swapping between the light with the detailer's grip and the Stylo Plus. Generally, I would use the Stylo Plus most of the time for glass etching or engraving because you don't need a lot of power, really. I'm hopefully going to be doing two things. I'm not going to complete them because that would just take forever. But one thing a lot of people ask me is, they do the usual, and I do this as well, and I'm not very artistic. I can't draw. What do you do? Well, normally I download stencils or I have a stencil book, and the good thing about glass is it's see-through generally. Most glass is see-through. So if you can get I'm like doing my Tommy Cooper impression here, just like that. So if you can get the design behind the glass, then all you need to do is draw lines. Now, obviously you can see I've got two here, the same, two turtles. This one is just the stencil behind the glass. That's all it is. All I've done is put it on there, and I'm going to go over the lines. This one, what I've done is, if you are moving around a lot, or you're worried about wiping the dust away, and sorry, no, that's a lie. If you're worried about it might move, I traced it out with a permanent marker. Okay. So that is.
Does the dust affect that?
The dust doesn't, but it's a good point, Kez. If you are wiping away dust, what I would generally use is a damp piece of kitchen roll or damp cloth. That can sometimes take the design with it. It wouldn't be the first time I spent ages tracing something out with a chalk pen or a normal felt tip pen and wiped it away once and shouted very loudly, obscenities around there. So the permanent marker generally won't do that, but just be careful when you are wiping the dust away. The reason I don't blow the dust is normally I'd be wearing a dust mask. Is if we're normally doing it in a room with other people, they are wearing masks as well, but it's just not nice having the dust like everywhere. Just wipe it off is normally the best thing. If you've got a jar or you can get into it, you can just tuck the stencil inside, stick it to the side if you can, and then that's another way of doing this.
I thought you was going to tell me to tuck the dust into the jar then.
Tuck the dust into the jar, yeah. If you are going to, if you can't do any of that, what you can use is transfer paper. Generally, stick that to the glass, stick your stencil on top and go over it with a pencil. The blue, I can't remember what it is. It's not the carbon paper, it's the blue transfer paper. I can't remember the proper name for it. That tends to work better on glass, I find. And then you can, if you want to, again, you can then retrace those lines with a permanent marker, because obviously if you wipe the transfer paper, it just comes straight off. So that's a good way of doing it. When you are thinking about doing the etching itself, think about what you want to color in and what you want to shade, because there is a difference. So do I want to do the outlines of the inside of the turtle, or do I want to do these whole big bits, or do I just want to do the outline, or what do I want to do? Because once you've removed it, it's gone and you can't put it back. So what you can do is etching, which actually Kez has kind of told me a lot about how to do this on metal as well. And that's what I'm going to do if I have time. I'm going to move on to this, which actually looks terrible now I've done it out, but I have a thing for Japanese art, so I'm going to try and do this. Now you can't really see it that much, but it's essentially lots and lots of little lines. So instead of like going over all the thick lines, I'm just going to do very, very short strokes on it. So hopefully we'll get to that. If not, no worries. But so I realize I'm rambling and I'm going very, very quickly, so I'm going to try and move on a bit quicker. We have
Jamie's just come in and said hello, but he's got relationship duties tonight, so he can't stay.
Relationship duties.
Yeah, it's his 9th anniversary.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, cool! Happy anniversary.
Yeah.
So we have a number of different tips for different things. These are silicon carbide bits, so they're a bit difficult to see, admit, but they're
just put your hand behind them, Andy. Andy, hold them what we want. Hold the tips up with one hand, and then put your hand behind.
I don't know why I'm doing it the other way around. So there we go. So I'm working sideways. So
you're a bit blurry, but
I'm sorry. They're silicon carbide. They're great for shading in. Then you have the tips that are really good for doing like little dashes and lines.
Oh, the diamond.
Strangely, exactly, yeah. The round, that's the wrong one. The round ones, so these ones, you see those? They're generally better for doing lines and just like straight lines.
Yeah.
Sort of. You can sort of see it. Right, I'm going to crack on, and then you guys can talk through. So bear with me. I'm going to put myself on mute. I won't be able to hear you, but I'll try and any questions you guys can field it. Cool. See you soon.
See you soon.
Well, that's him out play for a minute.
Thank God for that. He's shut up talking.
Oh my gosh.
Right. So
he's using the light there, isn't he?
Yeah. Later on, we'll have to just tell him to look on Facebook Messenger. Tracy says she's sent a picture through on Facebook.
Thank you for sending it, Tracy. They're pretty cool. Oh.
So I picked up a glass etching set at some point.
Oh, did you?
And you get a whole guide on how to do it in there.
Yeah.
And there's a fair few different bits. So I'm using some of these for my slate engraving afterwards.
I haven't done a lot of glass engraving. I've done slate, but I haven't done a lot of glass. But I do know that when you're doing like the slate and everything, you don't push so hard, do you? Because he kind of like runs away with you otherwise.
Yeah, it'll just skate across the surface, won't it?
Yeah. So I can only assume he's got a light touch now.
I would hope so.
Andrew says if he squints, he can make the bits out on his camera.
Yeah, it was a bit bad, wasn't it? Yeah.
So it looks like he's running that at top speed. I can't see what speed. Let's have a look. Which way around has he got it?
I haven't got a light to hand.
Almost top speed.
Has he got it at top speed? Okay.
Almost top speed. Looks like he's one notch below top speed on that. It doesn't tell me what the speeds are. 3. Oh, 3. 21. 21. Well, I can hear an echo of myself. That doesn't normally happen.
Have you got something playing in the background?
No. Yeah. That was weird. Oh, it was only when I was facing away. That's weird.
Oh my gosh, Mark.
I'll just keep spinning around on the chair.
Yeah, that's the one. Now it is a mixture. At Maker Central, it is a mixture of all of us doing the glass etching, great engraving, etching, whatever you want to call it. And then I do believe, Mark, you're taking over for the slate workshops, aren't you?
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I've done a little bit of slate engraving. I've been practicing over the last week or so as well, just to make sure I'm up to standard.
Yeah.
But
I believe it's me and Mark doing the wood and brass, isn't it?
Yes. And then
I still need to work that one out.
And then we've got the pyrography queen herself doing the pyrography, of course.
Yes. So if you guys want to kind of come and join in and come and have a go and come and break some stuff and, just have a laugh, then, please come and sign up to the workshops. I do believe, did he say there was 16 seats on each workshop?
I think that's right, yeah.
I think it was down to 16. We tried to do 20, but we couldn't quite get the tables in. So I think it's down to 16 now. So, so there's 16 seats. So you can come and take one up and, come and spend a bit of time with us and have a go, You get to make it and take it. So it's a make and take. You get to keep whatever you make.
Make it and take it. That's good saying.
Yeah.
On his light, he's got the detailer's grip as well that's helping him hold that.
And you know what? I've never used one of those. I know you prefer to use it, don't you, Mark?
Yeah, just so you can change your how you hold it every now and then. I'll be honest though, I would be using my flex shaft for that.
Yeah, I always use a flex shaft. I don't use any other thing. I always use the flex shaft, just because it's just so much lighter than having the machine spinning around in your hand.
It's like having a pen. It's like having a pen in your hand, isn't it?
Well, so it is. It's much nicer.
But it's whatever you feel comfortable using. Like when we did the thing down at Dremel where we were doing the barbecue. I think I used a H260 at some point with one of those on, and your hand just gets tired after a while, so you need something.
It does. I really sort of struggle. I've got really flexible joints, so to have one of those in my hand to use it for as long as I use, like you would use a machine for, it does really hurt. So the flex shaft is so much easier, and that's just my go-to.
Oh, looks like he's finished his stage. Is he going to unmute? Cool. Yeah, he's unmuted. Oh, he's back.
Shh, stop talking.
I'm sorry, I'm back. So I realize that I'm probably overrunning, and I will need to go to sleepies with the sheepies at some point. So I want to crack on with the other one quickly, just so you can get an idea of how you do the etching. But simply put, that's how you start doing the glass engraving. You can obviously either fill them in completely like so, or just do the outlines depending on the kind of
you can't really see, Andy. Is it possible? Yeah, is it possible for you to take the glass off, unclip it,
and put it against that black mat you've got?
You should be able to see like the frosted bit behind it.
Can you see the frosted bit like that?
Yes, you can now.
That's better.
Yeah, brilliant.
So, I mean, you can kind of see, the good thing about using a marker pen as well, apart from the advantage of it doesn't wipe off and it's a bit easy to follow, is that you can see the bits that you've missed. Or,
is that like colour my numbers?
Basically, yeah. But with the joins, if you're doing squares and things, sometimes you don't always meet the lines because it's best to obviously start from a different angle. And again, the good thing about the permanent marker is like a little bit of vigorous scrubbing or some white spirit and it will come off. So you don't have to engrave over everything, but it's a good way of showing your progress. Right. Okay, so let me get the other one out first before we move on to the
Whoa. Oh, right. Sorry. Go
on.
Sorry.
Tracy says that she's never used the hand bit.
In 26 years, she's never used the handpiece. Sorry, we were talking about the detailer's grip and the machines, and obviously the flex shaft while you were engraving. So, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure you guys have probably covered this already. The flexible shaft is very easy to use, and you don't lose the power transfer, so that's always good. My go-to for a long engraving piece is the Stylo Plus, unless I need power, just because it's nice and easy and light to use. The detailer's grip on the light, if I'm doing something quick, so that turtle I would probably do with a light and detailer's grip. Just it's not as comfortable over time to use the NIS, but it's just nice and easy. And as I'm in my one of my spare rooms, I don't need to really find a plug and set things up and that lot. So it's just nice and easy to just go, okay, I can just do a bit of detailing and move things around. So so let me crack on with this quickly so you can see a little bit of this. One thing to note, because this is so detailed, and what I did with the book when I was tracing it is I put these lines in here so I can at some point I'm going to have to put the book back to make sure I'm getting the same lines. And that's what I said about I really had to think about, or I'm having to think about, I don't just want to engrave every line because then it will just look like a mess. So I really have to think about what needs to be shaded, what will give me better definition of the picture.
Yeah. Just before you disappear, Andy, just before you mute again, we'll also talk about the Maker Central workshops. Now, to book on to a Maker Central workshop, do you just book on the day for whichever one you want?
Yes, just come see us on the Dremel stand. And it's just because we have limited numbers. We only have 16 spaces per workshop.
It was 16, I thought it was 16.
People sign up.
So do they come and see you on your stand, or do they just? So
it's just so we don't get a massive rush.
Okay.
Well, they're next to each other. We prefer it if you come to the stand because that's where the list will be. But I mean, if you turn up to the workshop, we're going to be literally next to each other. I keep moving my hands. You're over here. You're not here.
He's doing somebody's massage, isn't he?
Yeah.
I think so. Right. Cool. Let me put you on mute quickly, crack on with this, and then we can move to the next one. So back in a mo.
Okay.
Yeah, Wayne, it looks like we've set him off already. He's sitting there sketching ideas for his drinks cabinet already.
Brilliant.
Oh, brilliant.
So.
That's better. No, I lost hearing for a second. Well, I didn't. Okay. Cool. So this looks really intricate and hard.
I think, has he changed tips? Has he gone to the pointy tip now?
He's changed machines completely.
I know he's changed machines, but I didn't know whether he changed the tip that he's using. I think he's using one of the pointy ones.
He was going to go for the finest one, which is...
Yeah. Just because he says it doesn't mean to say I always listen.
Hang on, we'll have to...
Oh, yeah, there you are, look. Yeah, it's got a really fine one in, look. Yeah, that's it.
He's showing us. Oh, he can hear us. Oh, no.
He's only muted, you know.
He's watching us.
So those things you said about Inkez, I can't believe you said those.
Oh, no, I know. And he could hear me as well.
Yeah.
Oh, dear me.
Oh, dear. That's get in trouble with the boss, eh? Do a live with him.
We have to put up with him just as much as he's got to put up with us. So that I must admit, the stylo looks more comfortable to use for things like that. It's nearly the similar sort of size to the
flex shaft.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah,
that one.
So,
yeah.
If you were doing something like this, where would you start the etching? Would you start at an edge? Would you start in the middle and work your way out, or would it just depend?
I don't know. I think normally, if it's a person, I always start with the eyes or face, but that's just a natural thing, because if you don't get the eyes and the eyes right on somebody's face, it looks weird.
That makes sense, because whenever I've seen an artist start a drawing, they always start with the eyes. I've noticed. Yeah, that makes sense.
The eyes are the windows to your soul.
But if you mess up the eyes, then and you've already done the rest, you've got to start at the beginning, haven't you?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah. So always start with the eyes, because if you don't get those right, obviously with glass and slate, you can't really scrub it off and start again. But obviously when I'm doing pyrography or anything like that, or painting, you can kind of get rid of it and then start again.
Yeah.
You've only done a little tiny bit.
It looks like he's tattooing, doesn't he? Every now and again, he gets his
he just does it.
He's got surgical gloves on.
Yeah. If we're getting his tattoo go out in a bit, wiping it on.
It's a new market for Dremel, that tattoo guns as well.
I was asked to do a tattoo with the pyrography machine. I quickly said no.
Yeah.
Imagine the smell.
In my old job at the staging, we once had something called the Tattoo Tea Party, which was a big tattoo show. But it has a lot of people doing traditional Japanese tattoos, which is basically
it's the poko stuff.
It looked like a quill sort of thing.
Yeah.
And it was like,
but
they were doing it so fast as well.
Yeah, they do. I've seen that done. That is done really, really fast.
Yeah, and you could volunteer to have a tattoo that you didn't know what it was. So the designer would do a tattoo, and you'd volunteer to have that tattoo done as a competition. Somebody got a lovely picture of Harry Hill on their thigh, if I remember rightly.
Brilliant! You imagine it?
Yeah.
Surprise!
You wouldn't be pleased. Yeah.
Oh, dear.
So why have you got Harry Hill on your thigh? Well, nothing wrong with Harry Hill. He's hilarious, but
but would you want him tattooed on you?
No, because it's forever, isn't it? Well, no, forever.
Oh dear me. I suppose on the thigh you can actually cover it up, I suppose. But yeah.
Yeah. And it was wearing one of his big collars as well, which was
really.
Yeah.
All I can hear is you talking about tattoos of Harry Hill in between.
Because you look like you were tattooing.
Yeah.
Says that you look like you're tattooed. So you got the machine and your gloves, and then every so often you just wipe it away.
It does look like that.
Yeah.
I mean, you can see. So I can't. You're not going to see that because it's there's a lot of, because you're only doing the really thin lines.
Yeah.
Until you wipe away the permanent marker that's left. But I only want really, really thin lines. I don't want to be doing thick.
So on this one, have you drawn over it with the marker? Is that the process you've used on this one?
So the book went under the glass, secured it with some tape, and then just drew it out with the permanent marker. It took me, actually didn't take me as long as I thought it would. It took me about an hour just doing that, but it really made my noggin hurt because you can't see
so many lines.
Yeah, with so many lines, but you can't see it is so detailed. It looks from a distance like this side is all black. It's not. It's really, really thin. So most of that, I'm not actually going to draw anything out. I'm just going to do it freehand. But I need to get the main lines. And as I said, you really need to think about what you want to do, because once you've engraved it, I could engrave it and then go, oh crap, I didn't mean to engrave that bit. How do I save this? So anyway, so we're doing a bit of glass engraving at Maker Central, which will be fun.
Which can be as detailed or as not detailed as you like.
Yeah,
it can be.
Bring you a picture.
Exactly, Kez. So, that's me done. I hope that was helpful.
Is it me next?
Yes.
I believe it is you.
It's you.
Yeah. Right. I'm not switching cameras because I always have issues with cameras. So I'm just going to move the one I've got. So
nice picture of your head there.
Yeah, I know.
No, it is.
Oh,
you're frozen on your noggin.
There you go.
You broke it already, Mark.
Oh, I'm frozen.
So for not using two cameras because of technical difficulties.
What? Can you still hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
We can still hear you. Yeah.
Why has he done that? Well, I've literally just picked up and moved it.
Obviously doesn't want you to show us your wood carving.
Well, that's a view and a half.
Hey?
Did you want to do wood carving, Kez? Wood pyrography, whilst I just figure out why you can't see me.
Well, we'll move Kez here, shall we?
Oh, dear me.
And drag this camera across. See if this one works and we don't get a bald head.
Oh, actually, so Kez, I know I said that the workshops are free, but if anyone wants to guarantee their place on the pyrography course, I'm assuming they have to bribe you with coffee and cake.
Yes,
Not just
absolutely.
Kez, me too.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's definitely Kez we need to bribe with the coffee first.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, Wayne says shiny, shiny. I wonder what he was referring to. Andrew said it was a hairy egg.
Nice. Okay. Put that there. So as you can see, because I can talk through this one and I can hear you guys, so you know you can't talk about see, mean things. Right. As you can see, what I've done here with this is I've printed out a picture of an owl. I've placed it over the top, and you should be able to see just the sketch lines down here. So I've done quite a bit of it. Just wait for this to warm up.
Yeah, you need your hot blades.
Yes. So yeah, it's starting to warm up now. So you just add some of the darker details. Now, as I was saying earlier, I started with the eyes and I've worked my way out.
See if we can zoom in a bit.
Okay. I've worked my way out.
Why did you start with the eyes, Kez?
Because if you don't get the eyes right, it looks really, really weird. Do you want me to pull that? Does that?
No, you're right. I'm just getting you so people can actually see what you're doing.
So if you don't get the eyes right, it looks really, really weird. And then obviously, if you do it wrong, you've only got a little bit to take off, rather than taking everything off just because the eyes are last, or part of the way through.
Because I did hear when in between Mark talking about his Harry Hill tattoo, Phil talking about windows to souls, and I just thought
no, that was me. That I said he was talking about eyes, and I said that your eyes are your window to your soul as such. And say if you don't get them right, it looks weird.
Joseph said we're going to the back to your glass edge, and that a USB light board would help with the etching.
Ah.
Clever. Cool. Thanks for that, Joseph.
I bet you're having a hoot doing that, aren't you, Kez?
Absolutely, mate.
It's the dad jokes.
No.
How did you do the feathers?
With a Versatip.
Tendring One Turning says, what wood are you starting with?
Well,
I'd like to have a bash at that.
I've actually got just a piece of lime.
So.
Just a piece of lime, or basswood. Something with a close grain, just close in grain. Because what happens is because the hot pen, the pith in the middle of the grain burns faster than the actual grain itself. So you end up with like dips in the wood. So anything with an open grain, avoid, and MDF, and chipboard and stuff like that, avoid that kind of thing.
And are there any woods, Kez, that you wouldn't want to burn because they might poison you?
Yew isn't great. Wall.
I'm asking about wood, mate. I don't want your opinion on me.
Yeah. Don't burn Andy. He's terrible to burn.
Andy. So I get very British. I'll be like, "Oh, I'm terribly sorry. I seem to be on fire."
Yeah, oh my god. Yeah, so
do you not mean I'm sorry to bother you? I seem to be on fire.
I think I might mean I'm sorry to bother you. Yes, I might go utterly British and polite. Yeah. Anyway, sorry, we were talking about you.
Yeah, you. Yeah, don't burn you. Yeah, you.
Don't burn you.
Yeah, don't burn you. And exotic woods you have to be really, really careful of. I've got some olive wood that I've been burning that's actually behind me, and I mask up for that one because it smells really, really sweet when it's burnt, but it's just not fantastic. So just be careful with those kind of things.
I can name a wood that isn't very pleasant to do. That's pine.
Pine isn't, because you get this sticky sap. It's awful.
That was my very, very first attempt at pyrography.
It is most people's, actually. It's either pine or oak.
I thought it'd be quite easy to do it on pine because it was turned out not so good.
Yeah. Yeah, no, pine isn't good. It just sticks. The sap does, and the grain again is weird. So, but hardwoods are a better one to use anyway, rather than softwoods.
You're making this look so easy.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. When do you swap? Yeah. Do you often swap between the different tips, or do you find that you'll do one piece with a tip? And
I swap between machines, if I'm honest with you. I do a lot of dark black work with this one, and then obviously I've got all the fine details that you can't get in with this one, so I'll use a more professional machine just to use the fine details. So I tend to swap between machines rather than tips. Obviously they've got 2 different tips on them, but yeah, that's what my preference. And I'm a bit lazy swapping between tips.
Well, yeah, because you'd have to wait for it to cool down and mess around.
You do have to wait for this one to cool down, yeah, because if you change the tip while these are hot, you can wreck the thread, because it's so hot. When you're unscrewing, the thread can cross thread, and then you just can't get back in again. You've wrecked it.
And also the spanners can get hot through heat transfer. I won't tell you how I know that, but I do know that
yes, they can, Mark. Yes, they can.
Well, Mark,
really,
I will let you into
hot.
another secret, and I won't tell you how I know this. Don't think it's cooled down, and try and unscrew the tip with your fingers.
Ooh. Andy!
Nobody would ever do that, would they?
No one would ever be stupid enough to do that.
No.
Lucy says she's always fascinated watching you, Kez.
Thanks.
Andrew says the same, and Tendrick Woodturney says the same.
Kez, I don't know if you mentioned this, because one of the very first things I learned is the thermal exhaust port on the Death Star.
Yes, there you can see the orange glow. If you hold that like that and turn it down, it burns. I'm far enough away. You're all right. It literally burn a hole straight in your piece of wood.
Yeah. So thermal exhaust port facing up.
Apparently we have a special guest on board, which is an engineer from the Death Star. Apparently, don't we?
Well, he's not a very good engineer, was he?
Well, you know.
Or she. Sorry, that was a big assumption there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really therapeutic to watch, but I think I'd just be like, no, why won't this work?
We have a winner on the bingo.
Oh, Nick. Well done, Nick.
Oh, well done, Nick. Hey. Right, Nick, what I need you to do is, using the email in the description, can you please email me your address, and I'll get you some Easy Speed Click Max cutting discs out to you. So don't forget to email us, because obviously I don't know where you live, and it'd be weird if I did. And if I just sent them out without an address on it and it got to you, that would be awesome, but it would be a bit weird. So if you could send me your address, that'd be great.
And so you make people send the address so they don't know you know where they live.
Yeah, you can't send it to Nick Firkins from YouTube.
Yeah.
It won't get there.
I mean, if it got there, it was meant to be, but it would be a bit strange.
Yeah.
Well, very sorry to Lucy and Huey, who were just slightly behind Nick with the bingo calls.
Oh,
sorry, guys.
Lucy keeps trying. She'll win one day.
Yeah, you get there soon, Lucy.
You will.
I think we could just have one whole hour of Kez just doing something like this, couldn't we?
I don't mind. I can sit here for hours doing this.
It is pretty cool.
We'll just leave the camera rolling after this in case you can just stay there and people can just stay and watch.
We'll get bored after a while.
No, we've got to have you do a bit of slate first.
Yeah.
Well, it'll probably freeze just as soon as I try and do anything, so I wouldn't worry.
Have you sorted your camera out now?
Yeah, it's aiming in the right place.
Okay, do you want to have a go then?
Yeah, it's still live.
Yeah.
It's not his Ed at the moment.
Yeah.
No, Ed's not here.
Right. We'll let Mark have a play then.
Yep. So there you go. You got the general gist of that.
Okay. So as you can see, I've gone for a very complex design on mine.
That's amazing,
I've used
Mark.
a very complex system of ways to get it on here, which involve my wife and a Sharpie.
Excellent use of the wife there, Mark.
Yes, anything like that I want drawing on, I don't use transfer paper, I just use the wife because she can do stuff. I do use transfer paper. I learned that lesson from Kez, in fact, when we were doing the barbecue. So I did have a go earlier in the week with transfer paper, and I did something like that, but that was a really quick go. But we're going to have a try. And
that barbecue was pretty cool, though.
I enjoyed doing that because that was quite fun. So, hang on, I'm going to be a bit of a weird angle here. No, I should be able to do it that way around.
Yeah, Donna Love Angels joined us. Evening,
Hi,
Donna.
Donna.
Hey, Donna.
Right, I'm turning this on. Bear with me. Can you still hear me, or is it too loud, or do I need to mute?
Just keep talking. It should auto level.
That's fine. So as Kez suggested, I'm going to start with the eyes.
Although you can't really get me in the wrong position, can you, off the drawing that's already on there?
Well, it's me.
You can't really go wrong with them on there, you would think, but you can.
And go slow with this, I've noticed, because it skates. Because if you go too hard,
it runs away with you, doesn't it?
It just runs away really easily.
Yeah.
It's not like wood. Wood's easy.
Well, it's still wood when you're carving. You're doing the power carving. If you press too hard, it does run away. Not at quite the same speed.
This is more like colouring in.
Yeah. Colouring in is therapeutic.
So Joseph says
Sorry, go on.
Joseph says he wants to get a tattoo that looks like a sew-on patch.
Oh, that'd be pretty cool.
That would be cool. I mean, I don't know.
I'd love to tattoo.
Don't know if it was mentioned when it was glass engraving, so apologies for repeating. But some of the bits that you use for glass engraving are the same as you use on slate and metal.
No, we didn't.
You can on slate, because it's quite a soft thing. You can use cutters as well. So like a wood cutting bit. The Max accessories are quite good on it. If you want
round burrs work well, don't they?
Yeah. If you want a really thick line, they're really good for cutting in. They're just a bit, because they're a bit more aggressive and they cut, they take a bit more of a steady hand. Or they need a bit more of a steady hand. So, but they work quite well.
It cuts really easily, slate. So I had to practice at cutting earlier in the week as well, and it was like it was nothing there.
Yeah.
Just in case you didn't hear us earlier, Andy, Tracy from Mama Bear's She Shed says she sent you a picture through Facebook Messenger.
Ooh. Cool. Thank you very much.
Mark,
yes.
Mark, when you've got your dust, don't blow it. Tap it on your desk. Your desk.
Kez.
No, the hard bit of your desk. That's it. And what it does, it drops in the pile and doesn't go into the air. Because when it goes into the air on air particles, because you've not got a mask on, because obviously it's demonstration purposes, it's not very good for your lungs.
I don't have a full mask on, but I've got a snood.
Yeah. It's still not great, though. But yeah, so if anybody is glass engraving or slate engraving, do make sure you wear a mask.
And goggles.
And goggles. But definitely a mask, because the particles are really not good for your lungs. They're really not. You don't want glass in your lungs, let's face it.
That's cool.
It's pretty cool.
There we go. Quick.
I mean, what is it?
It's a
The
cat.
dog. It's a pear with ears.
What do you mean, what is it?
Pair of what?
Ears.
My wife spent hours drawing that, and you say, what is it? Right, I'm about to move my camera again.
That's it. We're going to lose
Everyone prepare. You're about to see an egg again.
But it's lower down. Who knows what you're going to get?
What goggles are the best over glasses? Like the science goggles, I should assume. There are goggles that you can get over glasses.
I want to get some that are prescription goggles.
Specsavers do like the JCB ones, don't they? They're prescription ones. But I don't know how expensive they are.
Really expensive, the ones I've
seen.
Are
they? I don't know.
Yeah,
I've seen them.
Oh, Andrew with the dad jokes now. That's woofing good, Mark.
Those are my favorite jokes.
He's barking up the wrong tree with that one.
I was going to say it looks a bit rough, but you know.
And Tracy says it looks like Blue from Blue's Clues.
Yes.
Blue's Clues.
Oh, a quick one. Actually, what I've got, because I've just opened Facebook Messenger. Tracy, did you send it to the Dremel UK account or the Dremel account? Because if it went to the Dremel one, it's gone to the US team, and I will never see it because they're a bit mean and they never pass things on.
Full face show, but yeah, that's a good idea.
Could be my internet's a bit slow and it hasn't updated yet. But Dremel UK, if you can, and we'll give you a shout out next month.
Is Dremel UK the better one?
Yes, because I thought it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lucy says you should do a Peppa Pig one now. Just for Andy.
Come on, Mark, do Peppa Pig.
Wife.
Oh dear me.
She actually has a name as well. I don't go around the house calling her wife.
Oh, wifey! Oh, wifey!
Oh, yes, husband.
Not MILF, is it?
Yeah. It's not what?
MILF.
What?
Yes, that's her name. I just go around shouting MILF, yes.
1 second.
Oh, dear me.
So
there you go, guys. We've had a taster today of what's going on the Dremel workshops at Maker Central.
How excited are you for Maker Central? This is my excited face, by the way. It's the same as every other face I've got.
I'm all right till I get there.
Why?
It'll be
all right.
Tracy, I've just put a link in the chat to the Dremel UK Facebook page.
Cool.
But yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. So we'll be doing those. As I say, they'll be an hour long. You get a little goodie bag at the end. And you get to spend time with these three wonderful people. So what more could you want? And although admittedly, I know you have to pay to get into Maker Central, the workshops are free, which is the best kind of price. Oh,
so
yay.
Go on. Even Lucy says, my 2-year-old says, do Peppa Pig. Come on.
Do it.
Well, I can't do it now. We haven't got time. We've got 2 minutes left. So I'll do it.
Come on, that's enough time.
I recommend Mark has to do a Peppa Pig in his downtime at Maker Central then. That makes sense.
Yeah, they are.
I pretty much guarantee there'll be no downtime at Maker Central.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, no downtime.
That's a fair point. But if you like the idea of the workshops, if you like the idea of signing up for a few workshops, you are welcome to sign up for a few. You can sign up to as many or as few as you want.
Do you really think people are going to want to spend more than an hour with us?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, no, I've had enough of them lot now.
I mean, maybe not me, but that's why I'm not doing the workshops.
Well, they've just spent an hour with us now.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Yeah, but they're all ready for leaving.
Well, they've left. They've logged in. At least they've probably gone off to make a cup of tea or whatever it is they're doing. But at least they're.
Yeah. Literally just kind of moving the mouse with a foot on the coffee table.
They've set up one of those things that for Teams, you know, when people pretend they're still in meetings, just so they just move the mouse backwards and forwards.
No, it's just put laser pen on the cat with the mouse. Yeah.
That'll do it too.
That'll do it too.
Yeah.
That'll do it. Cool. So I think that's a wrap. Actually, the time, I know I overrun, so apologies on that, but they're pretty much there.
And unfortunately, we couldn't get the video of Wayne's diorama uploaded.
Yeah. So if you want to see it, go find it on Wayne's Instagram page.
Yeah.
Which is
Wayne
_Bigfoot _Woodcraft.
Or Wayne, if you sorry, ignore me.
We generally do.
Sorry, apologies.
Who said that? Who said that?
Yeah, I wasn't thinking. Anyway, so thank you very much for this. If you have any questions about what we're doing tonight, I know we did a very, very whistle-stop tour of what we're doing. Drop them in the chat or contact Dremel directly or Mark, Kez and Phil directly as well. We're all more than happy to talk about them. I mean, these subjects are quite detailed. There's a lot more to them than just, especially the pyrography, as everyone's mentioned. Watching Kez do it and explain it, I'm like, it's far too complicated for me. So I set fire to what? That's pretty much what I get out of it. It's why she doesn't let me do pyrography. But if you have any questions on it, because there are silly things like, I remember the first time I was trying pyrography, Kez, can I do this? And being told, no, that wood is poisonous, you will kill yourself. Stupid little things like that. If you're not sure, just
or you just burned everything with your exhaust, like Mark did.
Or you just burn everything with your exhaust.
Nick Firkins says he'll see us at Maker Central.
Awesome.
Ian Leachall says looking forward to Maker Central. See you all there.
Yeah.
Cool. Really looking forward to it.
Definitely. Come say hello.
Awesome. Yeah, please make sure you come and say hello, and it'd be lovely to see you all. So thank you very much for joining us all tonight. Hope it was entertaining. Don't forget to get your stickers and your projects into us, and any questions you might have as well, or any suggestions as to what you'd like to see during shows. The next month's show, we are going to have a special guest. We're going to have a lady called Michaela Eade, who is a metal fabricator by trade, but she does lots of metal sculpturing and things like that. So she's going to be talking through and showing what she does. Unfortunately, she can't do product demos, but she's going to be showing some of the projects she uses and how she uses Dremel, how she uses other tools, and talking through that. So if you have any questions about metal fabrication and metal sculptures, she should be able to answer them. So cool.
Excellent.
Right.
I think that's it.
Good night. Yeah. Thank you very much to Mark, Kez, and Phil. And
thank you very much for everybody joining us.
Yeah. Thank you, guys.
Lovely.
Take care.
I'll leave you with a shot to my head.
Oh.
I'm going to draw a line down it so it looks like a butt. See you later.